Walkaround family, welcome back to another video. Today we have a 2024 Honda Accord Touring in platinum white pearl with the gray interior. The Touring is the highest level you can go with. Below this you have the EXL, you have the Sport, well you have the Sport L, then EXL, Sport, EX, and LX. Now if you go up to an LX or an EX, those two models are the only models where they're not hybrid. It'll be a turbo 1.5 4-cylinder only. And if you go with a Sport, EXL, Sport L, or Touring, they're hybrid only. There's no gas only option available anymore. I'm gonna start with the front fascia, full LED headlamps. So you can see LED high beam, low beam, turn signals, daytime running lights. There's no fog lights available on the Accord. I would have liked fog lights at least on the Touring, but from what I've been hearing is that these LED headlamps are so bright at night, you don't need fog lamps. Take a look at the grille. It is gloss black, Honda emblem right in the middle. They also house your radar as well, parking sensors front and back. On the front bumper, you do have this little silver piece right here to let you know that you have a Touring. Depending on what trim level you got, that'll be a different color. And you do have flat black down below here, and you do get a gloss black lip below that as well. So the front of the Accord has been turned down compared to the previous generation of Accords. Not all in your face anymore. It's a more sophisticated premium look, and I believe that's what Honda was trying to achieve. They want all ages to jump into the Accord. If you're comparing this from 2023, look-wise, they are identical. Nothing has changed. You do have the newer, wider windshield, greater visibility, slimmer A-pillars as well too to reduce your blind spot. Because this is the Touring, you do have rain sensing windshield wipers, so you have little sensors right down below, and then you have the new wider Honda sensing camera. The overall shape of the Accord, Honda was trying to go for a roadster look, so you do have the longer hood to make it look like a rear-wheel drive two-door type vehicle. And looking at the side profile here, you can see you have a fastback coming down the rear, make it look like a coupe as well. And taking a look at the wheels, the Touring does have its own design wheels. These are 19s, the tires are 235, 40, 19 tires. And the gas mileage will range between EXL, Sport, Sport L, Touring because of the wheel size. So if you get an EXL, you do get smaller rim size, they give you better gas mileage. If you get a Sport, Sport L, and Touring, you get the bigger 19s, which is a little bit less gas mileage compared to the EXL. You have more of the gloss black come along down the bottom. This Accord also equipped with a protection package, which is wheel locks, splash guards behind each tire, and a cargo tray in the trunk. Let me show off that platinum white pearl because it is a beautiful color. A very popular color in the Honda lineup. Honda has this color, I think, available in every car, but you can't go wrong with all that pearl. Now, come back to the side, you can see you have chrome above the windows, and on the belt line, it's flat black down below there. The side mirrors are body colored. Up above, LED turn signals integrated, and then flat black down below. And then up above on the roof, we do have a standard moon roof. Panoramic roof is now available on the Accord currently. More of that gloss black coming around, like I said. Overall, the white with the gray is definitely a beautiful look. Taking a look at the rear, you can see how the rear just scopes down, give you that fastback type of vibe. You do have a shark fin style antenna that is body colored. Your LED third brake light that is clear. And then you do have an integrated trunk spoiler that's built into the trunk, which is nice. And just like the front, the rear tail lights are all full LED as well. So LED brake lights, turn signals, and reverse lights. The daytime run lights almost come across the whole Accord. It just stops in the middle with a little baby Honda H. But the rear end is one of my favorite design compared to the previous Accord. I do like the rear on this a lot better. You do have your hybrid badge because Touring is hybrid only, and Touring right below it lets you know you have a fully loaded model. You have all the bells and whistles, parking sensors back here as well, gloss black down below, and it's a single exit exhaust. You get dual when you get turbo. So if you get an LX or an EX, you will get the dual exhaust. But if you go with a hybrid, you will get a single exhaust because it's a 2-liter 4-cylinder with the electric motor, no turbo. If you're familiar with newer Hondas, you should be familiar with the newer keys as well. So this guy has lock, unlock. You do have remote start built in. Pop the trunk on the fob, panic button, and on the rear, you have a number because you have memory seats on the Accord. So on the Touring, it will give you 2 position memory seats, and the second key will have number 2, this key will have number 1. You can save your seat per key and some of your settings as well. And you also have a button right here to take out the emergency key that's in the fob. The Touring does have smart entry, so if you tap these little lines right here, it'll lock all the doors, and then if you put your hand in there, it'll unlock the door. But it only unlocks the driver door by default. So if you put your hand in the passenger's door, then it'll unlock all 4 doors. You can go into settings and change that. Now this is the gray interior, so on the door card over here, you'll see you have soft touch up top, soft touch here, soft touch where you rest your arm. The windows are power. The windows are power, but you have auto up down for the front. The windows are power, but you have auto up down for the front windows. You have to hold for the rear. You do have this gloss black trim going along around the whole control here. You have power locks, power mirrors, and then up above here you do have your memory seats, your 2 position memory seats like I spoke about before. I love the door handle material, and you do have some additional storage down there as well. Taking a look at the gray interior, so you can see how mostly the seats are gray. Headliner up above is gray as well too. And then your dash is black as well. On the Touring, the driver's seat are power, so you do have power forward, back, you do have up, down. You can tilt this portion right here, up and down, and then you do have your back, forward and back as well. And then you do have lumbar support, which goes in and out. On the passenger side, you do have a 4-way power adjustment, so you have forward, back, and then you can move the seat, the back of the seat, forward and back, and there's no up and down. So we're gonna jump into the interior. Close up the door. Welcome to your Honda. You also have profiles that you can set up in your Accord as well. And they got the hybrid part as well too. Foot on brake, we're gonna push the button. Sometimes you don't hear the car turn on because of the hybrid, if the battery's pretty well charged, or depending on the outside temperature or the inside temperature, it will determine if it'll kick on the gas motor or not. On the left side of the steering wheel, you do have your air vent here, and it does take up the new design, starting from the Civic, where this air vent goes across the whole dash. You have this little silver piece. It's actually a cool feature. But on the left side here, you do have a vent that you can open and close, and it is gloss black. And down below here, you do have your trunk release and your hood release. Your traditional pedals, dead pedal, braking gas is all traditional as well. Leather wrapped steering wheel, feels good to the hand, not too big, not too small. And on the left stalk over here, you do have auto parking and on, no fog light switch, but you do have auto high beams on and off. On the right side, you do have your wipers, so you do have off. You do have rain sensing windshield wipers, so you do have auto, low and high. If you go down once, it'll wipe based on how much moisture is on the windshield. Also, the Touring will give you a heads up display, so you guys could probably, I don't know if you guys can see it, let me see. Try to look at it and zoom up. So you can probably see that 0 right there. So you can view different information, but I'll show you guys that in a second. On the steering wheel, it is gloss black kind of going around it with some silver piece right here, kind of break it up a little bit. It is single stitched as well. Left side will control your next track, previous, volume, voice command. If you hold it, it's Siri. And if you have an Android, it should be Google Assistant. Not sure. Yeah, it should be Google Assistant because Google is actually built in now on the Touring. So I'm going to go over that in a second. But you do have the scroll wheel here, which controls the left pod. And let's look into that, guys. So on the left side over there, if you scroll the wheel, you have phone, FM, AM, USB, Bluetooth, smartphone, which is Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Alexa is built in. You can customize the display so you can hide and show different apps that you don't want to show in that list. Or the display content, you can show audio and clock. I guess turn that off if you don't want that off. Let's go back to back, and then you go back and it goes right back to your power. Now, if you look to the right side, on the right side of the steering wheel, you do have some more controls as well. So this wheel will control that right pod, but you do have your cruise control on and off, cancel, resume, set, adaptive cruise control distance here, and then your lane keep assist feature here. And behind the steering wheel, you do have a plus and you do have a minus, and that's not to shift gears, that's to adjust the levels of your regenerative braking. So now take a look at the scroll wheel over here. We're gonna use that guy for this right side. So right now we're viewing the power flow. Just tell me what's going on. Is the engine operating the wheels? Is the electric motor powering the wheels? Are you charging the battery? Is the engine charging the battery? Are you pressing the brakes and charging the battery? Pretty much everything's going on with the powertrain. You can see right there. You do have vehicle stability control on and off. You have gauge display settings. So here you can change the speed to distance units, hide and show what you want to view. Engage design, and this is cool because since the screen is full digital, which is standard on every Accord, you can change it to bar, where your speedometer and tachometer is up and down. You can have it on bar minimal, where it just shows less features, and you can also have it on round minimal as well. And you can have it, I think, just minimal by itself, where you don't really see much information on the screen. So very configurable. And a big difference from the previous Accord. Because on the previous Accord, you couldn't adjust anything. So I'm gonna leave it on round for right now. Let's get back and get out of here. And you do have power flow, which you're just on. Range and fuel is probably what everyone's mostly gonna use, because they show you miles to your tank, what you're averaging, trip A, trip B. You have speed and time for the engine. You have navigation. So because you have Google built in, when you go to navigation, it's actually Google Maps on that pod, which is a game changer for Honda, because I think this is the first Honda we've had that could do something like this, which is really cool. So I'm going to actually go to Google Maps, and I'm gonna put in a destination so I can show you guys how it looks on this small screen right here. So let's go to Albertsons and hit start, and then it gives you turn by turn directions right then there in that screen, which is really cool. I like that. So it's a nice feature. But let's not go there no more. And you do have driver attention, so it'll show you if you're fully awake to drive. If you fill up those bars, the Accord will recommend you to pull over. Who have their seatbelts on. You have maintenance, oil life. So if that gets to 15%, time for an oil change. You have your safety support, so you can see what safety features is on. So road departure mitigation, you can check it on and off. Blind spot monitoring, low speed braking control. So I believe if you're driving under 5 miles per hour and you get close to something, it will brake for you before you actually hit the object, or at least warn you. You have parking sensors that will definitely warn you, so beep at you get close to anything front and back. And you do have collision mitigation braking system on and off back there too. So that's how you change all your safety features, because previously Honda used to have all those buttons all on this side over here, and they got rid of it and just put everything on the screen. So to jump back in there, and you can have nothing. You can have brightness, your heads up display. So that's what I was telling you guys about. So you see the little 0 right there. So if you go into this menu, you can actually change it to, so you have content. So you have speedometer, navigation, driver assist, and off. So I'm going to go back to the speedometer, add navigation with the speedometer, driver assist with the speedometer, and nothing. I'm going to leave it on speedometer, but it's a cool adjustment to have. And you can change the brightness, the height, the rotation. You can fully customize how you want your heads up display. Going down below that, you have your starting all over again to your vehicle stability control feature again. So a lot of customization in the full digital screen there, and that's in every Accord, even the base model. There's some features you won't have, of course, versus the Touring, but it's cool that Honda include that in all the models. So you do have your battery over there, gas tank over there as well, and easy to read. Coming along to the infotainment screen here, so you can see you do have the wide screen display that everyone is complaining that the Pilot should have and all the bigger vehicles should have. I'm sure because it started in the Accord, some Hondas will get this widescreen as well eventually, just not right now. But the full thing is touchscreen, which is cool. No physical buttons. You do have a physical knob and power button down here, but everything else is all touchscreen. So I'm gonna go back to home. The Touring is the only model to have the built-in Google operating system. So because of that, you actually have Google Maps, like how it will look like on your phone or on your computer, which is nice. You can actually sign in into your Gmail and have all your settings displayed here on the screen. You have phone, you have FM, you even have a Play Store where you can download apps directly to your Accord, because this is a Google operating system. You do have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and it's wireless. You have your power flow, which I showed you guys on that screen down there. Just in case you want it on a small screen, you can put it on the big screen. You do have Alexa built in. You do have Google Assistant as well, so you can say things like, "Hey Google, turn on my heated seats."
Got it. Turning on the seat heater for the driver.
Damn, she turned it all the way up too. But you can do things like that. "Hey Google, turn off my heated seats."
Okay, turning off the seat heater for the driver.
They should turn off fast too. So you can do that, and then you can also say things like, I'm not gonna say it because it's gonna pop up, but like open my garage or turn on my lights or anything you have connected with your Google. You can use your voice and do it. And all you gotta do is say, "Hey Google," which is cool. And let's go to the second page here. You do have vehicle settings. Now, I always show this off on the Accord because I love the new menu layout that Honda went with on the Accords. So, for example, you can change the view. You can view everything here. If you hit menu, you can actually change the body of the color, and I'm gonna make it white because we're in a platinum white pearl model. I don't know why, but by default they don't have the color. But it's actually cool how they set everything up. So like if you go to door setup and you have auto door lock, auto door unlock, you have walkway auto lock feature you can turn on. So if you walk away from the Accord, it'll automatically turn off for you. And there's so much customization that you can do in the vehicle setting. But you have profile settings. So here I was telling you that you can set up different profiles. So if someone else is driving, they can have their own profile. Kind of like your computer, which is nice. Bluetooth is back here. Trip computers back here. USB, AM. You have system updates. And you do have built-in Wi-Fi hotspot. Hopefully you guys can see, because I know there's a little glare on the screen. And I'm recording direct sunlight. I was trying to come in the shade just now to kind of give you guys a better view. But, you know, it won't be perfect. But you have clock back here. Honda Link. Honda Link has been updated, and some of the features that you used to be able to only get on a Touring previously, it's on all the Accords. Even if you get a base model, you can get to do a Honda Link where you can use remote start from your phone, you can lock your car from your phone, you can use GPS tracking from your phone. Honda Link is really nice now. You do have compass, you have your display mode, and all apps. And you do have a helper screen over here as well. On the helper screen over here, right now it's on Power Flow. You can change it to audio, compass, just the clock, and back to Power Flow. So very configurable, very customizable. Down below that, you have the mighty new ear vents like I was telling you about, but it feels good to the touch. You can hear the clicks. Feels very premium. Below that, you do have your climate control, and you do have ventilated seats on the Touring. So if you get anything below the Touring, you cannot get ventilated seats. It'll be heated only. So 3 different levels, still get heated seats. And the passenger also will get ventilated and heated seats as well. Dual zone climate control, so driver and passenger can have 2 different temperatures. As long as sync is off, this person can catch on fire and then you stay cool on the side. Now the engine just kicked on just now because I have heat coming on that side as well. Let's put the sync back on. You do have auto climate control, air circulation modes, front defrost, fan speed, on and off for the whole system. Heated side mirrors and back glasses on one button, and AC on and off. Pretty simple, easy to use. I'm glad that Honda didn't throw everything on the screen like your climate control. You do have physical buttons still. Now, come along below that, you do have 2 USB-C ports. USB-A is gone, so if you want a USB-A in your Accord, too bad. You do have a wireless phone charger pad right down below. This feature used to be standard on the EXL and up, but now it's only on the Touring. And on the shift knob, leather wrapped, feels good to the hand, just like the steering wheel. I'm not a big fan of the gloss black that's around the middle console here and around here, but you know, it is what it is. Kind of what your Honda uses. And where your knee touches is soft touch right here, which is nice if you're resting your knee. For the shifter, on the previous Accord, they had the push buttons and they went back to a shifter again. I guess a lot of people complained about the push buttons. So you have park, reverse, neutral, drive. I'm gonna put the Accord in reverse, and you see how it's beeping? Here's a cool feature that you could do with the Accords. So if it notices that it's beeping for too long, you can mute the beeping. So okay, I temporarily muted it because it knows that maybe you don't need it, which is a cool feature. Now I'm in reverse right now, and you do have 3 different angles. There's no 360 on the Accords, but you do have a wide angle, you have a normal, and you have a top down. So looking right below the window. And I'm gonna put it back in wide angle. You do have cross traffic on and off. So if someone is coming from that side or come from that side, it'll beep at you and alert you and let you know which way that car is coming from. And you also have a radar for your car, so you can see how close you are to something as well. There's a Jeep right in front of me, so it's warning me like, hey, there's a Jeep right in front of you. And you also have the brightness you can configure there as well. You do have your drive modes down below here. So if you toggle this guy, you can go to a sport mode, normal mode, econ mode, and then individual mode too. And individual will allow you to customize the whole driving experience. So you can change your powertrain to econ, normal, sport. The steering, you can make it normal, sport, adaptive cruise control. Even the gauges, you could turn it red as well. I'm gonna go back and change it, put it into normal mode. Down below that, you do have a dedicated EV button. So when you push this guy, you can switch between EV and auto. So EV will allow you to drive electric only. Auto will automatically switch between gas and electric only, but there's some limitations with this button. So if you have passengers in here, you can only go electric only for a few miles. If you have the heated seats on, cooling seats on, you can only be on electric for a few miles. And this car is not really made to drive by itself, but if you ever need to drive electric only, you can and make the car go into electric mode. You do have electronic parking brake hold as well. I love this feature. While you're in drive, you turn this feature on, it'll hold your brake. You don't have to keep your foot on the brake the whole time while you're in drive, and your brake lights behind you will be on. Cool feature, love it. The cup holders have been redesigned from the previous generation to hold bigger cups. You even can hold handles, which is actually really nice. Armrest is soft touch, really soft touch actually. Single stitch. Open this guy up. You do have a power outlet in there, and that's pretty much it, just storage. And then come along over here, you do have your glove box. That is lockable, and it is damp, so see it open slowly. It's just not lined with felt, but it is a bin style. And then you have more gloss black, like I said, on the dash. And up above from the infotainment screen, you do have auto dimming rear view mirror, but you no longer get you no longer get HomeLink standard. You have to add it as an accessory. So if you want the built-in garage openers, you have to add it as an accessory through your dealerships. No longer standard on any of the Accords. Right above that, you do have your LED lighting. So throughout the whole cabin, all LED, which is nice. You do have your emergency SOS button. You have to flip it down before you can push it. And then you do have a moonroof button here as well. And like I said earlier, you do have a moonroof. It'll open, close, and ventilate. And you do have a sunglass holder as well. So gray headliner, as you guys can see. Open this guy up, and you have LED lighting for your mirrors. Most Hondas right now are normal traditional bulb, not LED, with LED on the Touring. So nice touch there. On the passenger side, it's also LED, like what they did there. Now the Touring is also the only model to give you the Bose sound system. So it's a 12-speaker premium audio sound system, and one of the best speakers in Honda so far, in my opinion. I had it in my Touring Civic and definitely love it. And then looking out the back window, show you guys, you know, cars nowadays just don't have a huge back window anymore. You have a lot of blind spots, especially in that C-pillar. But that's why they give you the blind spot standard as well. And before we get to the back seats, show off the seats again. They're very comfortable. They're perforated, feel nice to the touch. They're not too bolstered and they're not too loose either. This will fit all frames, but very comfortable seating. I like it a lot. So I'm gonna jump out of here and we're gonna get into the back seat. So this is how wide the rear door opens. Opens pretty wide. On the rear doors, this is actually soft touch. This is soft touch as well. I would have thought it would have been hard because of the back seat. Where you rest the elbow is soft touch. You get some gloss black here. You do have heated back seats on the Touring though, only on the Touring. You have a tweeters there, you have a speaker there. I love this material with the door handle. And the seat mimics the driver's seat with the perforated in the middle. And let's jump in here and close the door. Now this is the reason why you buy an Accord and not a Civic, for back seat space. I mean front seat as well, especially the width, because it's way more wider. But look how much room I have behind myself, like inches. Now you don't get a matte pocket behind the driver's seat, which is disappointing because it's a Touring. I would have thought that Honda would throw that in there, but they do give you a passenger one. And you do get ear vents back here with USB-Cs. Now, none of the Accords besides the EXL also has ear vents with USB-C. So if you want ear vents in the back, you have to get either a Touring or an EXL. Kind of weird, they don't have that on the Sport L, but they don't. Middle seat here has an armrest, comes down, soft touch, and cup holders, which is really nice. Like I said, perforated seats, black seat belts, headliner is gray. A very nice interior to be in, especially if you're sitting back here, but all the tech up front by the driver is what I really love. So if I was in the market for an Accord, Touring definitely would be on my radar. You do have a capless fuel filler, so there's no gas cap. Technically the cap is right here. Put your nozzle in there and go. It is super windy up here, so let's hurry up and knock this out. The trunk opens all the way, so you don't have to lift it up. There's a strut that help open up the trunk, and you can see pretty deep in here. Seats do fold down, so you can pull this to fold down one side. You can pull this to fold down the other side as well. This vehicle does have a protection package, so that's why you see a cargo tray in here, but your Accord will just come with carpet, and carpet match as standard with the Touring. And you don't get a spare tire on any of the hybrids. They give you a fix and go kit with a funnel for your gas tank and additional storage down in there. Now, I did have a customer that bought an Accord from me, and he pulled this out and realized that a spare tire can fit down in there. So what I think it is Honda just don't give you the spare tire anymore. I'm sure you can buy one and put one in there. They just don't give it to you standard on the hybrid. And what Honda was saying is they want to help keep the gas mileage high on the hybrids, so to save with weight, they got rid of the spare tire. Here's the 2024 Honda Accord trim walk, and here's all the models. But today we're focusing on the fully loaded Honda Accord Touring Hybrid. So if you're looking at the Touring is an upgrade directly from the EXL. Everyone would think it's Sport L in Touring. It's actually EXL in Touring, because the Sport L is an upgrade from the Sport. Sounds a little bit confusing, but it's kind of how Honda line everything up. So what the Touring's gonna add that the EXL don't have is, first thing first, the Bose premium sound system with 12 speakers, including subwoofer. It's the only trim level to have the Bose sound system. You have the Google built-in, which is a game changer. Like I showed you guys in the video, you sign into your Google account, you can have apps downloaded, you know, your card is connected to your Google account. It's a cool feature. You can use Google Assistant, it can be hands-free, hey Google. It's a cool feature. The wireless phone charger, which is 15 watt, is standard on the Touring. You do have low speed braking control, which I think I explained that in the video too, where if you're driving at low speed, it can brake for you before you hit an obstacle. You have rain sensing windshield wipers, 19-inch alloy wheels, 235/40 19 tires, ventilated front seats. You have the heated back seats and the heads-up display. So if any of those stuff are important to you, then you probably want to look at the Touring comparing to the EXL. If you want a sportier look and you don't care about none of those features, you have the Sport and the Sport L. If you're looking just to maximize your gas mileage, EXL is the way to go. We're gonna go ahead and actually jump out of here and actually build an Accord up. So here's all the models, but we're gonna go to the fully loaded Touring, and we're gonna start with the colors that it come with. So there's the powertrain here, which is the hybrid system. And actually, I don't think I went over the miles per gallon for you guys. So on the hybrid, it is a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine. It makes about 204 horsepower, and the transmission is an eCVT with sport mode. And if you get an EXL, you get the 51 city, 44 highway, 48 combined. But if you get Sport, Sport L, or Touring, it's 46 city, 41 highway. And the EXL has smaller rims, which is why the gas mileage is a lot better than the other three. So we're gonna jump out of here, get back to seeing like in the colors. So we're gonna start with Canyon River Blue Metallic, one of my favorite colors. Black interior is only, headliner is gray. You have Crystal Black Pearl, which only comes with black interior as well. I think the headliner is great for all the colors. You have Meteorite Gray Metallic, which you have two options. You can get a gray interior or a black interior. And you guys see what the gray interior look like in person versus on the computer. So I recommend to check it out in person. You do have Solar Silver Metallic. I forgot they changed the silver for 24. So Lunar Silver is actually gone. And I think Solar Silver is a darker silver. I think Lunar Silver was a lighter silver. I made a short on this as well. So check that video out where I compared the two silvers. But you do have the new Solar Silver Metallic, which comes with black interior only. You have Platinum White Pearl, which is a premium color, so $455 more. And you have the option between black or gray. And you have Radiant Red Metallic, which is a premium color. And the choices you have is gray interior only, no black interior on Radiant Red. And I love the Radiant Red, one of my favorite colors. You also have Urban Gray Pearl, which is also $455 more. And black interior is the only interior color. I was actually going to do a walk around in this color, but it sold. So I had to get the white. I didn't want to do white. I did white so many times in the Touring, but It's hard to get these colors, especially urban gray. That one sold before I can get my hands on it. Let's take a look at the wheels that you can get. So you have the standard 19-inch alloys or the optional HPD wheel. To be honest, actually HPD wheel is not that bad. I wish it didn't have the red circle in the middle, but it's actually a nice looking wheel. But I'll probably stick with the stock wheels, to be honest. So you have packages you can add on here, all season packages, HBD package. If not familiar with the HBD package, I've made a few videos on the HBD package itself. So you can see they add like the side skirt and like the front lip and the spoiler in the rear and the diffuser. Cool package, especially in the future, because when they stop selling this, those parts is gonna actually go up in value. Let's go to accessories. So here, pretty simple on the exterior. So body side molding. You can add a decklet spoiler because the Touring don't come with it. You can get black or two-tone, which is nice. Look at this body color or black. Door edge guard, door edge film, black mirror, black door mirror cover, door visors. You can black out the emblems, HBD stickers. So a lot of customization you can do on your Accord. Splash guard set, you know, the underbody wrist spoiler that's standard I think on the Sport L. So pretty cool. Let's jump into electronics and just an engine block heater. Nothing going on there. I mean, it is a Touring, so you know, I figured you have everything standard minus the auto dimming rear view mirror. So this is something that none of the Accords come standard with. The previous generation, you were able, not the auto dimming rear view mirror, the home link, sorry. You get an auto dimming rear view mirror in the EXL and Touring. I don't even think the Sport L even get an auto dimming rear view mirror, but home link, you have to add it as an accessory. And then when you add it as an accessory, you actually get a more thinner, because they're gonna replace the whole mirror up here, but you see how you have like this little border around there, like a bezel. You get the thin bezel with home link when you add the home link. So something to look into, because the previous Accord did have home link, but I don't know what happened. Trunk tray, rear passenger sunshades, all that good stuff. So let's take a look at pricing now. So we're gonna look at $38,890 for your base price. For platinum white pearls, $455 more. Destination handling, $1095. You're looking at $40,440. So just shy of $40 for a fully loaded Accord. You do get a 2-year complimentary maintenance plan. Now, I recently just did a 25 pilot, and I don't know if I mentioned this, but the pilots get a 1 year, I think it's 1 year, 15,000 miles or something like that. So I think for 25, Honda is going from the 2 years to 1 year. So if you want the longer like service pass for the oil changes, you probably should get a 24 right now before 25s are coming in. So 25s are rolling in right now. So not Accords though. I think it's only 25 CRV, HRV, and Pilot right now. But I'm sure that the Accord is right around the corner. So I will end everything here. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys think about the Touring. To be honest, I didn't even realize I didn't do a 24 Touring until someone commented asking when I'm gonna do one. And I was like, oh, I have a bunch of them at my job. Let me go do it right now. So I know what you guys think, what you get this model. Personally, my opinion, out of all of the trim levels in the Accord, Touring will be the trim level that I go with, because I love tech. I love all the features. I like having everything fully loaded. Also, the Accord is just such a driving vehicle. Like, you gotta drive one. This is probably the best Accord I've ever driven ever. And I've driven multiple generations, and especially the hybrids. The hybrids, I ain't gonna front, even the LX and EX, they drive, you know, they drive pretty similar to the previous generation, but they still feel a little bit more nicer. But the hybrids feel very nice, especially the Touring. Touring is super nice. I'm gonna end everything here. Appreciate you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next walk around.